happening, everybody? Star Wars team leader Chris, infected. What's going on? Okay. All right. I'm speechless when it came to these two episodes, all right? Because there's things, like the episodes was great, but there was some things that I liked and disliked. That me and Garrison were just sitting here talking about it. CJ ain't showing up tonight. He had to work, couldn't get back in time. But before we get too far into it, before we jump too far into it, we got to go ahead on and drop that intro.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Last we will reveal ourselves.
Oh, I have a bad feeling about this.
You are now LightSaber Radio. If you only knew the power of dark
Here it comes. Let's go.
You are now tuned into LightSaber Radio. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello there. How's it going?
Okay, everybody. There is some things that in these two episodes that I really, really, really liked. And there's two things that just kind of pissed me the fuck off. Like, really made me mad. And I think it's because I'm a parent that they made me so mad.
I'm not a parent, and they still piss me off, bro.
Because both of these things were like, okay, so the first episode, basically, we see the Bad Batch. They're still pulling fucking jobs for, oh man, I just was fucking thinking about this motherfucker. What the fuck is the chick's name?
Wait, no. I don't know.
The fucking lizard chick. What the fuck is her name?
Lizard lady from Bad Batch.
What's going on, Clint? God,
Sid.
man, it was just on the tip of my tongue.
Sid.
Huh? Sid, yeah, Sid. So they're still pulling jobs for Sid.
Which
you know what I'm saying? They're still being badass. They changed up their colors a little bit. I like the way that fucking Omega is badass as shit in this first episode. So, I mean, she fucking falls, lands, rolls, shooting the fucking crab.
Some athletic shit,
She was
dude.
putting in fucking work.
Yeah, dude, Division 1 right there.
Like, she was, like, dope. Like, she was, like,
how old is she,
truly
like 15?
Clone Force 99 material. Then, what did Star Wars team leader say? He said he puts the helmet on over his implants like they're not there anymore. That wears helmet. Oh, what's that be? Okay. We'll get into that in a second. We'll get into that in a second. Let me get a breakdown.
No, there's a cutout in his helmet.
Yeah, there's a cutout in his helmet. Yeah. It like slides over his implants.
Yeah.
If you look, it slides over his implants. I noticed that too, Star Wars team leader, and I was like, "What the hell is it?" But yeah, no, it slides over his implants. I'm guessing tech created it for him because you know that seemed like some tech shit. Anyways. So it starts off badass as shit. They're running from the crab things. We all seen that in the previews.
Oh, yeah.
But the way that, you know what I'm saying, Omega handled herself during that was dope. Like, I was like, damn, insane. Omega's dope. Then it goes on and it moves on. And they come back with whatever they was getting for Wanda Sykes' character. And, you know, they go back and forth with Sid about the fucking... You told her, and she's like, I trust her. Like, what the fuck? Why are you just telling our business, man? What kind of fucking crime lord just tells everybody's business? I didn't get that coming from Sid, but I mean, it was all right. That really didn't bother me too much. What bothered me is when they're talking, okay? First off, they got Omega studying every ship in the Empire, doing all kind of shit, which is cool.
That's low-key dope. No, bro. If you're going to be dragged along by these guys, you got to, like, go to school or something. So, no, that's perfect.
Yeah, I wasn't mad about that.
She's so...
When Echo and Hunter are talking about doing more.
Bitchy.
Was that in episode 1?
Yeah.
Yeah. And, no, that was in episode 2.
No, it was in episode 1.
No, because remember, she says to Echo, I heard what you said.
What happened in the first one?
The first one is when they come back okay, they're fighting the crab things. They come back.
Yeah.
I watched it twice. Why the fuck can I
And
remember
they
what
leave
the hell
on that
happened?
mission.
And then they
It's the
finish the
first
mission. They
one.
come back. They
I'm
meet
telling you,
Wanda
it's the
Sykes'
first one.
character. They talk
Yeah.
about going to Serrano,
The first one.
and then it was over, basically. Then it starts with the second one. There wasn't a whole lot. I mean, there was a lot of plot.
Thank you, Chris. Oh my God. All right, sorry. Chris says,
Okay, yeah, we'll get to that too, Chris. Episode 2, Hunter and Echo is talking about doing more. Echo's trying to get him to do more. Something else that we seen in the trailer. Basically, the whole trailer was basically this fucking first 2 episodes. That's all they took from. The cannon thing that he fucking that he creates off of the old tank, all that shit. Basically, the entire trailer was took out of these first 2 episodes, except for the Jedi Wookiee. You know what I'm saying? That's coming, but most of the stuff we seen in the trailer. Okay, when Echo and Hunter is talking, it pissed me off that he didn't look to see that Omega was fucking listening or not. That's the first thing that pissed me off. The second thing that pissed me off is Omega's little ass don't know how to fucking listen. That shit annoyed the shit out of me. They should have got a switch and whooped her little ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, you almost got us killed. Tex back here got a broken leg. That was another thing. Like, how the fuck do you know how much pressure it takes for this fucking heavy ass crate to come down and break? Like, take your technology. What the fuck you know about your femur being fractured? How you know it ain't broke? Like, you didn't scan your leg or anything. That shit was kind of dumb. But other than that, you know what I'm saying? Other than those 2 things, I love both episodes. Like I said, I woke up this morning. I had to take my take my wife to the doctor. She had a procedure going on today, and she couldn't drive home, so I took the day off. So I was off today, and I literally watched both episodes this morning. Then when we got back from the little doctor procedure thing, I watched them again. And I was like, dude, I really like these episodes. There was a lot of context in these 2 episodes to kind of lead us into where the episode is going. They're still on the same mission. It's not like the mission changed. They're trying to hide from the Empire. They're trying to make money, and they're trying to be free. But they really don't know how to do that. You know what I'm saying? They don't know how to really escape from being who the fuck they are. Chris says, Star Wars animation is still elite. Like the water in the beginning of the first episode looked so good. Dude, when it came to the animation and it came to all that shit was dope, man. That shit was so good. Like, they did a fucking excellent job. The animation, most of the time in animation, if you ever watch, like, go back and watch early Clone Wars and shit like that. Like, you'll hear the blaster sound, like, after the fucking firing and shit and weird shit like that. Just normal animation mistakes. Like, I didn't find none of that. Like, everything was, like, almost spot on. Like, whoever's editing this shit is doing an excellent job. The way that the lighting was set up, right? Because when you're working in animation, and I'm not an expert in animation by no means. When it comes to, like, practical shit and real life stuff, I know a little bit about. But when you're animating and you're lighting and shadowing and everything in animation, you have to make the light come in, and then you have to put that shadow in because it's an animation. Like, dude, when they're moving and the shadow moves with them, that's something that a lot of times that you'll see in animation. Like, they'll move and the shadow will stay there, it won't move with the character. And most people won't notice that. Dude, I didn't notice that at all. And I usually notice things like that. I didn't notice anything wrong with the animation when it came to all the things that was supposed to be done. It just was really good. And you could tell that just with, like, the eyes were a little bit more slanted and lower on Omega. The things that she did to make her look older really worked out good. They didn't, like, jump, like, sometimes, you know, it's only 3 years and it looks like they're 10 years older in a lot of animated series. They really did a good job of making her just look a few years older. And I really liked that. It really turned good. And the coloring. I didn't think I was going to like the new coloring of their uniforms. When I first seen the trailer, I was like, I ain't going to like it. I liked it. I like the way that they look. Now that skirt-looking fucking thing that Tech had on. I mean, not Tech, but fucking Echo had on. That I was like, where the fuck? Why do you have this on? And then it was gone. I was like, why did he have it on for those scenes and not the like somebody fucked up and they drew him in and then he had it and then they was like, oh, we're not going to use it, but it was already there. They couldn't take it out or something. I was just, it was just kind of weird. Yes. Oh, Star Wars team leader. I thought the same thing. I thought that. I said, why is this fucking Pinocchio's fucking dad? Like, why is Pinocchio's dad in Bad Batch? And he also reminded me of somebody else. I just can't remember what show it was on. There was another cartoon that that old guy was, that the way he looked and everything. He was on another cartoon. Another Disney cartoon. I can't remember which one it was, but they looked the same because I thought the same thing about it when I seen him in that one and seen it in that one. You know, I was like, why the hell is fucking Pinocchio's dad is in this motherfucking? Oh man, I kind of like it. I like the orange. I like orange. Well, look at our colors. Look at LightSaber Radio colors. It's orange and blue, and you know. Got that gray in there.
I guess it like literally is our colors.
You know what I'm saying? I kind of like their colors. Did anybody notice how Wrecker helped when they were running into the stuff to get the loot? How Wrecker stopped to help Omega up, like it was just so natural and just speeded along. Like they're all running, they're jumping in, and he stops and helps her in, and then jumps in.
Right.
I was like, dude, I like this. Yeah, they're working as a team and they're doing it good. Other than Omega wants to go and get the loot.
Right.
Which,
well, no, it's like when they're doing like muscle memory stuff, like they're all really good. It's like Omega getting into shit on her own is the problem. You know what I mean?
I'm telling you, I have a feeling.
I think part of it's because like all those clones, remember all the clones were like made to be more like obedient and a little bit more like maybe like just naturally they're like Jango Fett, Boba Fett, and her because they're all exact clones. They just hate authority. I mean, it makes sense. They just don't like to listen to anybody. So maybe
I like when Wanda Sykes comes in and says clones. They fucked up on this one because all of y'all look different.
Yeah, that I was like funny.
That. I want to see Wanda Sykes' character more in the episode. I think she's going to be a good character. Wolf Yulin. The old guy looks like the admiral from the Clone Wars that was always on Kenobi's ship. Wolf Yarlin.
Why was it only clones and no stormtroopers? Because they're still phasing in stormtroopers.
Dude, that shit was fucked up when that dude shot fucking the clone captain at the end, because he says, I will not forge your fucking thing. Dude, that shit pissed me off. I said, you motherfucker just shot him right in the face. Didn't even get a chance to fight, you piece of shit. You know, like, dude, that, like, I don't know these episodes, like, I always go back to my emotional response to anything that I watch. Like, if it gives me an emotional response, I'm more prone to like it. I don't like things that don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, because if it don't give you some type of an emotional response, then it's basically, it was boring, you know? Mm-hmm. But in all honesty, I like both episodes gave me an emotional response. I was like, yeah, do it. Oh, Omega, shoot him in the face. Shoot the crab. You know what I'm saying? The way that Hunter was like, can next time we make sure that she stays on the ship? You know, it was just, I don't know. It just gave me maybe it's because I'm a father. You know, it just gave me that emotional response. It gave me that feeling of, you know, like, yes, I was kind of proud of Omega until she, but then at the same time, I was still proud of her, but I just wanted to whoop her ass. Like, why didn't you listen, dumbass, listen? But then it made me angry. So I got a whole bunch of different emotional responses off of it. And honestly, there was several of the last season's episodes that didn't give me any type of emotional response. And I think we'll probably get the same. We'll get them filler episodes that are like just, you know, whatever. More character development than overall, you know, action or, you know, something that really happening. But also, I like the old dude. He was like, dude, because, you know what I'm saying, basically He just says it. Count Dooku robbed us, and then he died, and we never got our shit back. You know what I'm saying?
He robbed us and then he died.
But at the
that's
same time,
true.
he wasn't out to look for anything, and it was a good lesson for Omega. Like everything it's not all about money.
Right.
Money is nice. It is nice. It helps you out. But it's not always about money. It's about the memories. It's about the fun. It's about enjoying life. So hopefully she takes this in the thing, because if not, she's going to get the Bad Batch killed.
Bro, she's just so annoying.
She's going to be the one to take down the Bad Batch.
Everything.
That's why I named the episode, Will Omega Bring Down the Bad Batch?
Yeah.
Because I think that that's really what's going to happen. I think
100%.
Omega's going to put them in a situation that they just can't get out of, and that's what's going to end up killing them.
No, what I think is going to happen, it's either going to be that or it's going to be like she's going to like influence them to choose to make a decision that will make them killed. Like they'll go on some like suicide mission because she says it's the right thing to do or something like that. You know what I mean? And I think that's probably how they'll go out.
Yeah, Chris says it feels like they're trying to set Omega's hold on. Yeah. Omega's arc like Ahsoka, kind of whiny to start, and then she will turn into a badass. You got to think about it, she's a teenager. Ain't that how most teenagers is? You know what I'm saying?
I don't know, dude.
Especially
Omega's
teenage
fucking
girls.
annoying.
I know I raised two girls through teenagehood, and it's like you want to whine and you want to do everything, and then you turn out okay. You know. But there was just, I don't know, these episodes just had so much character in them. I think that's what made them so good. They had a lot of character. They had a lot of, not just character building, but just character overall, showing who the characters really are. Like the first one around, they were just doing missions and they were doing stuff. And there wasn't a lot of character building. We kind of got to know them just a little bit. There was tiny bits of character building in there. But we kind of already knew who they are. They were Clone Force 99. They were some badasses. Now they've had to grow because now not only are they Clone Force 99, but they are also basically parents. They're a bunch of dads, you know, trying to take care of and teach Omega how to be a badass. You know, it's no different than like me with my daughters when I was teaching them martial arts.
Right.
You know, they're going to fail, they're going to make mistakes, and it pisses you off, but at the same time, you still got to teach them things. You know, you still got to teach them how to be able to defend themselves. So I think that it showed how each one of their characters is developing. Echo, I think, still has that, he still wants to be a warrior. Hunter's like, nah, we need to set back. We need to keep cool. Echo just wants to fix shit. He just wants to fix shit. He wants to repair shit. You know, and it showed how how Tech, like when that old dude was talking to him, like he was like, I never thought about it like that. You know, because they were programmed for war. They were designed and programmed for war. And to be the baddest of the bad clones. So I think it showed a lot of character development in who they are becoming. You know, we got to know them in the last episode or in the last season, but this one really showed how they're growing. And I think that was something that we needed, because if they had just came out and been exactly the same as they was in the last episode in the last season, I don't think these episodes would have been as good as they were. They would have been just the same shit. Like we would have been.
Right.
It's the same, but they did the same things, but with the character development and showing who they were, it made it more emotional. It gave you more of an emotional response.
I don't know. I definitely had I was really invested, especially the scene with Tech, like going to basically broken leg, trying to fight those two guys. Like that was impressive. Like that was cool. He was gonna die for a second. And he was like pinned down, and oh man,
dude. When Wrecker took and Star Wars team leader just said it. He said, "I like Wrecker took the cannon off the tank and just started blasting the clones. Made me scared how short the first one was. I was glad they gave us two, but it makes me worried about how long the other ones are going to be." Now, they did put out a press release, or somebody leaked it or whatever, about all the episode names. So they got all, I think 14 of the episode names. I don't think the 16th one was out. I don't know. I have to double check. But I seen them yesterday. But they haven't released times. And I was kind of worried about that too, because in an interview, I want to say like a month ago. I don't remember if it was the same interview with Bob Iger, the one that he said he was going to slow everything down and work on quantity or quality over quantity. But it was because I watched several interviews that he did. But one of the interviews, he said something about attention spans. And that kind of worried me. Like, are you guys, please don't start shortening shit up. You know what I'm saying? Please. Yes, Tales of the Jedi was excellent, 10 to 15 minute little quick episodes. They were cool. But don't do that with, a series.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Don't do that because we need more time to get to know these characters, to get to know the story and what's really behind the plot and everything. If you start cutting things down, it's going to jump around like Tales of the Jedi did. What's going on, Lenny?
Yeah, don't. I mean, on the other hand,
I understand why they think like that.
Like, it's a show for kids, and kids are having shorter and shorter attention spans nowadays. So I guess that makes sense.
But just don't do it like you could do it on something like Tales of the Jedi because it's kind of jumping around and we're familiar with these characters.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you start doing this shit on like the Bad Batch or Andor or something like that, it's gonna kill because you just don't have time to tell the story. Now you're going for all action blasts and CGI or whatever if it's on a oh man, my brain ain't working. On a fucking live action. Right. Even on a cartoon, because cartoon is basically just live action, just it's animated. That's the only difference. You know what I'm saying? Because you're dealing with characters. And not only are we dealing with characters, we're dealing with 5 characters, 6 if you consider Crosshair, which that was another thing that kind of irritated me. We didn't even see Crosshair in 2 episodes. First 2 episodes, we didn't even see Crosshair. Like, dude, that sucks, man. Crosshair is one of my favorite characters. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to see Crosshair. I figured that Crosshair would at least showed up in the 2nd episode, you know what I'm saying, and tried to stop them from doing whatever they were doing. But for him not to show up at all was kind of disappointing. I wanted to see Crosshair. But I really hope that they don't do that. I really hope that they don't start cutting the episodes down and doing stuff like that. Right. I just see it being a very disappointing thing, something that's, very, I don't know. I understand where if they did it, why they would do it. I don't think it's a good move.
Right. I don't agree with it.
There's too many adults that are invested into these series. And that's what's hopefully that they get away from. We have an attention span. I will sit down and watch some shit for 3 hours and have no problem doing that. The reason I watched it again the second time, because this morning I was up, I was making, the dogs, because I make the dogs breakfast. My dogs don't eat dog food. I make them rice, oatmeal, and eggs, and then a protein. I give them white protein in the morning. I don't feed my dogs. I train my dogs.
Yeah.
My dog is being trained to pull, so Rex is going to be a pulling dog. I put him in the IWPA. Look it up one time, International Weight Pulling Association. I've already had 2 dogs in there before that were both probably top 5 contenders in the nation. So, I'm training them for a reason. So, like, I'm up, I'm cooking that. Then, like, my left hand decided not to work this morning. I'm holding some coffee, and it just said, and just fucking splashed every fucking where. So then I had to clean that shit up while I was watching it. So I kept rewinding it and going back. So I didn't get to watch it all the way through, like, fluently. That's why when I came back home, I was like, I got to watch this again. And I've been binge watching the first season because I wanted to go back and, refill my mind with all of the information that we had in the first season, so I could be acclimated to, what's going on with season 2. I think they left out Crosshair because Clone Force 99 is supposed to be dead. I think we definitely see him now that one of the officers is shooting people in the face to keep that quiet. But the reason that he wanted to keep, he didn't want nobody to know about Clone Force 99. Like, because Clone Force 99 basically came in and robbed him, and he didn't want nobody to know because there were scripted soldiers there as well. All of them wasn't clones. Just the captain was a clone.
Right, but he also didn't want to look back to his superiors for his mess.
So I don't know if he might go get, and that might be a good thing. That might be a good prediction. Does he go tell Crosshair by himself and send out the top fleet?
No, I just think Crosshair's like understood to not really be on their team anymore.
No, I mean to go get them, to go kill them. Does he go back? Like, I think Crosshair will be deployed quietly. That's a good prediction. I think that might be a good. That the dude that shot the captain in the face, I think he goes back and tells Crosshair directly.
Right.
Or he goes and tells Tarkin, and then Tarkin gets Crosshair to go try to take him out.
Right.
Maybe that's how Crosshair gets killed, is because he can't kill him by the end. Then they say, you know what I'm saying, then they're like, you know what I'm saying, you're not the guy that we thought you were. You can't even kill none of these other dudes. Or they say that he's a traitor and that he's not trying to really kill them and he's helping them escape. And then Tarkin has Crosshair killed and Clone Force 99 goes to rescue Crosshair, and then that's how they all get killed. That would be that would be an excellent way to do the episode or do the season. Because my fearful part is this: I have a very bad feeling that this is going to be the last season of the Bad Batch, but we're going to get a new season of Omega. So it's not going to be the Bad Batch. It'll be like the Omega. It'll go into just being about Omega. Maybe one of them survive or something, and it's Omega. I just have this really bad feeling that Omega is actually the star of the show. It's not the Bad Batch. It's not Clone Force 99. They're not really the stars of the show. Omega's the star of the show. And when they get taken out, they're going to push into another series about Omega.
You think so?
I don't know. I just have this gut feeling about it. Like, dude, man.
That does sound like a Disney thing to do.
Because Disney pushes for princesses. They always have. You know what I'm saying? They got princess every fucking thing. And Omega can be their Star Wars princess. Because they're not going to do a show about Leia.
Well, you know,
Leia's dead. You know what I'm saying?
Not their princess.
You know, they're not going to do it. Leia's been in too many things. That's not, to Disney, that's George Lucas's princess.
Exactly.
They need to create their own princess. So they're pushing female characters. We got Ahsoka. We got Ahsoka.
We got the MCU.
Omega. We have whoever's going to be in the Acolyte. They're pushing for a lot of female characters.
We had the girl from Kenobi.
The girl from Kenobi.
We had Fennec Shan from Boba Fett.
You know what I'm saying? They're pushing a lot of female characters, which is not, I don't have a problem with. If you got a badass female, then you're a badass female. And it seems like Omega's going to turn out she's getting trained by the best clones that there is. Well,
no, but it's
Skeleton Crew. Because Chris said, God forbid Disney makes a show with a male lead these days. Well, you got Boba Fett. They have like these secondary characters. The only show that's really coming out that's based on a male character, based on a female character, is Ahsoka.
Oh, yeah. That's
because Acolyte, we just know that they have female stars.
Well, we know nothing about the Acolyte.
Yeah, we don't have enough information about the Acolyte to say that. Because if you really look at Obi-Wan, the show is called Obi-Wan. But mostly the show was about Reva. It was about Reva's struggle. Reva trying to go after Vader. You know what I'm saying? And she was trying to catch Obi-Wan as bait. That's all that was. So, but they always based the show on the male characters that we all have grown to love, you know, Boba Fett, Obi-Wan Kenobi. But then it all boils back down to a strong female character, which I have no problem with. You know what I'm saying? If it's a good show, it's a good show. But the Bad Batch is supposed to be about the Bad Batch, but they bring in Omega, they turn it into the Dad Batch, and they're training her for a reason. And I have a feeling that the reason that they're training her because they're gonna get killed off, and I have a feeling it's gonna be like her and like Tech, or her and Wrecker. They'll survive, or her and Hunter, or whoever they decide. It's going to be her and one of the Clone Force 99, and they're going to go, and then they're going to start doing some shit. You know what I'm saying? Because in 3 years, shit, last season, how good she got with that bow, and this season she's fucking just tearing. She is badass with that fucking bow. And I just have a feeling that they're gonna push her character into the lead and have another thing, another episode or another series based on her. Or it might even stay the Bad Batch, but it won't have all the Bad Batch in it. It's gonna be based on her. Look at everything has really been based about her. First 2 episodes was really about her. If you really look down at it, it's about her. So I have a feeling that they're pushing for that. Then we got Ahsoka, we got Acolytes coming out. You know what I'm saying? Which, I don't know, Skeleton Crew, because Drew Law is supposed to be the main character in there, so, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's true.
But we don't know if that's going to be the case. We don't necessarily, we just know that he's the main star of the show. That doesn't necessarily mean that he's going to be the main character.
Yeah, it could just be like a flashback and him talking the whole time, and you actually never see him. It's just like a voiceover or something.
From my understanding, Skeleton Crew is supposed to be about him finding these kids and helping these kids, these Jedi younglings, escape. That's from what my understanding it is. I could be wrong.
So it's Logan, but Star Wars.
Yeah. Yeah, basically.
That would be dope.
Chris said, let's see, let's go back here. The guy that shot the clone in the face, I got feeling he is like blonde sideburn Elvis from Rebels.
Chris has got it. I can see Omega and that Wookiee Jedi having a spin-off show together. and
the Bad Batch stay and does more serious missions.
What I think is going to happen is Omega and the Wookiee are going to be together for a show or keep going, and the Bad Batch is going to die.
Well, we know the Bad Batch has to die.
They have to die.
They're not in anything else. They haven't been brought up in anything else. We've had Andor. We've had Kenobi.
No. That's not the only reason. Too many people are brought up later. Like, we need characters that die. Too many characters are in one thing and then brought up later. Like, let people die. Please.
Oh, that's a good one, Star Wars team leader. Star Wars team leader said they're all going to get killed except for Omega and Crosshair. Crosshair is going to start taking care of her because he feels sorry about his brothers dying and turn back good. That would be awesome.
That would be sick.
That would be awesome. But I still think that they die trying to save his ass. Because he keeps failing to kill them. Sooner or later, Tarkin or that other dude or somebody's going to come and be like, dude, you're intentionally failing. And it's not that he's intentionally failing. He just can't kill their asses. They're too damn good. I mean, he's good as shit, too. I mean, he shot Wrecker, so, you know, he's good enough to take him out. And he's trying to take him out. He just doesn't succeed. They got luck on their side or something, the Force or whatever you want to call it. Basically, yep, they're going to set up a new Han and Chewie thing. If it goes with the kid with the lightsaber. But you could think about it. Think about it like this. Okay, this could happen. You got Omega, Ewok, or the whatever the dude's name. What's his name? The Wookiee with the lightsaber, whatever his name is.
Bro, I have no idea.
Drew Law finds them. That's the Skeleton Crew. They're already setting up for the next episode. Because he knows, it says, the Skeleton Crew, from what I've read, Skeleton Crew is going to be a guy that finds some kids.
But isn't Skeleton Crew live action?
No, I don't think it's live action. Skeleton Crew is an animated series, ain't it? I thought it was an animated series.
Hey, look.
Look it up right quick. Look it up. I might be just talking out my ass. But I know that Skeleton Crew was supposed to be the character that Jude Law is playing. Find some kids.
No, it's live action.
Is it live action?
It's live action.
But they can still do it live action.
Yeah,
and have an actress come in.
That's true.
Have an actress come in and play Omega. Then you got the Wookiee with the lightsaber. He's done grown, but they're still kids. They're like teenagers.
Dude, me?
And maybe they find some more Jedi younglings. Maybe that's what Omega's meant to do, is help the Jedi younglings escape. And Jude Law finds them all.
See if there's anyone that looks like Omega.
What's going on, J-Dog?
I don't know. None of them look like they could be Omega.
Yeah, but they could be hiding something. What if what's-her-face, the voice for Ahsoka, comes in and plays her? Because she looks pretty young. The chick that talks this Ahsoka's voice in Clone Wars and stuff, she still looks pretty young.
How many kids are in the Bad Batch or whatever? Or in the Skeleton Crew?
I'm not sure. Like I said, there's not that much information. I just know that Jude Law finds some kids. And I don't know if they're kids, like kids, or if they're teenagers, or
I don't know.
They don't really tell you. It just says some kids.
Oh, it's not a kid's show.
It's not a kid's show? Okay, then maybe I'm wrong.
He just said it's not going, like, there's an interview with Jude Law, and he's like, it's not going to be a kid's show.
But it has kids in it. That's kind of weird. I figured it was going to be like the fucking, what's the kid show there all the kids been watching lately?
I don't know. Paw Patrol?
Oh, not that young. I'm talking about like teenager shit, Stranger Things.
Oh, yeah.
Like a Star Wars Stranger
That's what
Things
I was
type
expecting, but I don't know. He's like, this isn't going to be a kid's show.
They might have some humping in there. That'll make it out of kid's show.
Watts noted it's not going to be a kid's show.
Have some teenagers getting high off of spice and banging each other. And Jude trying to say, you ain't got time for that shit because we're all going to die because the Empire's going to kill us. I don't know. But I just have this gut feeling that they're going to make Omega her own show. They're spending too much time on her character development. They're showing her too much. And they did it in episode 1. Season 1 has not really been about the Bad Batch. It's all about Omega. The Bad Batch is just a part of Omega's story. It's really Omega's story. They just called it the Bad Batch. Just like they called it Obi-Wan Kenobi, but it was technically the Reva story.
I feel like Disney does that a lot, where they're like advertise the character that gets people to come and see, and then make it about something completely different.
It's good marketing. It is. It technically is good marketing because you're going to get people in the door. You're going to get people to subscribe. You're going to get people in the door to the movies if you do that. Just like, come on, think about it. When you go back to the sequel trilogy and you think about it, they recreated New Hope. You know what I'm saying? Basically, The Last Jedi was basically, let's degrade Luke as much as possible. I mean, you think about it. And this is like, I had a discussion with somebody the other day, right? And they love The Last Jedi. You know what I'm saying? They said it was the best out of all the Star Wars movies. I'm like, all right, check this out. Hold up. Well, let me break it down. First off, you take Luke Skywalker. If you go back to the go back to the original trilogy,
right?
He literally was going to die because he believed that his father still had,
right?
You know what I'm saying?
He was literally willing to give his life to take that bet, almost.
But then he was going to kill his nephew because he felt the dark side in him.
Yeah.
That's an oxymoron right there. This is the same character. Then he is the most powerful Jedi Snoke and the entire First Order and everybody's looking for him, but he dies because he force projects himself. Like, dude.
Yeah, like no, just for a
They
character
literally,
that you,
the whole
like-
object of that movie was to make Luke look like a punk. Just make Luke look bad. That was the whole objective of that movie.
Well, what was the point of finding this dude? Like, the big deal, Luke, like, it's so important that we find him, but nothing happened that we found him except he pretended to be somewhere else. Like, he was the most useless character.
It was basically 7 had no real story arc within the story of the Skywalkers, other than Luke dies. And 9 was basically Return of the Jedi. That's all it was.
9 was
With a
garbage.
bunch of just chaotic, it was basically the same movie. So when you really look at the whole overall structure of everything, they do the same, but it brought in billions of dollars. They said Star Wars, Skywalker, the Force. Everything was about the Force, the Skywalkers, and everything, and it had nothing to do with actual Star Wars, other than they had characters in it. They had the original characters in it. It had nothing to do. They just remade the movies that was already done. So they do that all the time for marketing. Boba Fett. It wasn't about Boba Fett. It was about some other dude that we have no idea who that guy is. Obi-Wan Kenobi, about Reva. Bad Batch, about Omega. You know what I'm saying? It's not, that's what they do. It's just marketing. And it draws us in every time, and it will. Because then you get something like Andor or Mandalorian that's based on that character. And it's like, oh my God, this is so great.
Right.
So
and
then
it
they
ends up
hook
being
you with
about
them.
a different
and,
character.
you know, they could put out 5 bad shows or 5 things that's not even based on the characters that they're talking about who it is. They can do 5 shows like that, but they'll hook us every time with that one show, and it'll keep us coming back to watch them 5 other shows to get back to that next good show.
I feel it's smart because like within every episode and within every like show they release, they can market test characters for another show based off of that. You know what I mean? So it's basically just market testing while you're releasing shit too. It's kind of smart.
Well, and this is the thing too. Star Wars team leader brought up a good point. He said, the way they like to mislead people with Star Wars trailers, the new lawsuit that happened about trailers could be sued for false advertisement. Now you think they will stop giving us news on new Star Wars? No, they gonna keep doing it. They don't care. They make so much money. Dude, if you hit them motherfuckers with $100 billion lawsuit, it still wouldn't hurt. They make that in one movie. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, Chris says, what if Skeleton Crew's Jude Law going around saving Force-sensitive kids from the dying empire to bring them home?
That could be it. That would be a good show. That would be kind of cool. And Jude Law is actually a Jedi, and he's finding Force-sensitive kids and taking them back to their home planets, taking them back to their parents. That would be like a twist of fate right there, because you know the Jedi take the kids when they're babies, train them to be Jedis. And then Jude Law is an actual Jedi that says, okay, shit, all the Jedi are dead. Let me take you back home to your parents. That would be a good show. And then they have to escape the Empire to get around shit. That would be cool. Nah, because he's rescuing
Yeah,
kids.
I thought he was supposed to like have the kids.
Yeah, he's supposed to
Or
help
like
the
look
kids.
after the kids.
Yeah, something like that. From what I read, I thought he was supposed to be. I could be full of shit. I don't know. There's so many different directions, and since they're taking us in all these different directions, you know what I'm saying? We don't know. They're keeping us guessing, which is cool with me. I like guessing. I like trying to come up with what's happening in Star Wars, but at the same time, you know what I'm saying, it kind of frustrates me because there used to be leaks and stuff, and I'm pretty sure that there was people in Star Wars that was leaking information and leaking shit that was true, because the last the last Skywalker or whatever, not the Last Jedi, but the Rise of Skywalker. Shit, what's his face knew all the information about that. He was dropping shit every week about that shit. So I know he had an inside guy, and he was correct about too much shit. And then he just fell off, and now he just makes up shit. Mike Zero. You know what I'm saying? He went from fucking, you know what I'm saying, having all the information about Rise of Skywalker. That dude had so many videos that was correct. He had to have an inside guy. And then now he just makes up shit and says all kind of crazy shit. Because I was watching some of his videos like, what the fuck are you talking about? Dave Filoni and fucking Jon Favreau was about to get in a fist fight? Where the hell are you getting this information from? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not... Dude, these dudes is seen all the time eating lunch together and all. I'm pretty sure if they was going to get to a fist fight, the whole world would know about it. Not just you. You know... I don't know. They just got so many different directions. And with the Bad Batch, you know what I'm saying, they could... I mean, it could spawn into multiple episodes, multiple different shows. The only reason I don't think it's going to go too far is because they're not in Kenobi. You know what I'm saying? They weren't in Andor. We didn't have no sign of them in Kenobi or Andor. So I do not see, you know, them making it too far ahead in the future. You know what I'm saying? So they came in right after. This is probably episode or season 2 is probably about 3 years after that because she's aged. She was about 12. Now she looks about 15. Omega is. You know, you could tell it's been some time has passed. She's way better with that bow. So I'm guessing it's about 3 years after that because she looks about 15 now, and she was 12 in the first season. So I'm guessing she's around 15. So 3 years have done passed. The Empire's pillaging everything and doing all the stuff. So I don't see it. They might get a season 3. You know, this will be kind of more of a filler season, build up a lot of character expectations, little character traits and stuff. They get into some pretty bad things, get out, you know, get some things going. And then next season, you know, in season 3, they really start getting messed with. I have a feeling that one of the things that Rex is coming to ask them to do is to start kidnapping clones so they can remove their chips. And I think Rex is going to find out about this dude just shooting the clone captains and stuff like that. I think that Rex is going to find out that dude that shot the clone captain in the face.
Sorry,
I think Rex is going to find out, and he's going to start trying to kidnap clones and turn them back and remove their chips. Kind of like build up an army of clones to fight against the Empire. They're all going to get wiped out, and then that's why Rex goes into hiding with Wolf and Gregor. But I think I have a feeling that that's where it's going to go. I think that's what Rex is going to be calling them to ask him to do. Help, you know, start kidnapping some of the clone leader.
Do you think Omega will die?
I don't think Omega's ever going to die.
Oh, actually, you know what I could see possibly happening? If they want to go this dark? Omega dies and Clone Force 99 gets killed, like doing something that she would have wanted them to do or something like that. Like she dies because... No, not revenge, but like she really wanted to go on a specific mission to save this certain group of people, and she goes off on her own and gets herself killed doing it. So then they try to do it because that's what Omega would have wanted, and then they die or something.
Only
like
reason
that.
There's 2 reasons I think there's going to be another season. Okay, one of the writer for the Bad Batch said she made a comment that and the supervising director made a comment. I talked about this on actually yesterday on the Star Wars Audio Archives podcast. They talk about Boba Fett and how Boba Fett's not going to be in this season, but everything will come full terms. So at some point, she has to meet Boba Fett, but if he's not going to be in this season, which we know they lie, but I don't think she's going to be in this season. I don't think that she's going to meet Boba Fett in this season. I don't think Clone Force 99 is going to meet Boba Fett in this season. I think they're going to meet in next season. So that's why I think there's going to be a season 3. The reason I feel like they're going to push for Omega series, or if Omega does die, say she does die, Clone Force 99 will get themselves killed trying to get revenge.
I wouldn't say revenge. I'd say more like
They're gonna go revenge.
like she taught them such a powerful lesson and they get themselves killed following it or some shit like that. Like because like Clone Force 99, they just want to go off and like retire and be fine. And Omega like, oh, I want to like help people. And so I think they're gonna get themselves killed by helping people after she's died. You know what I mean?
Well, I agree with Chris. Chris says, with it being more of a kid show, there's no way that Disney kills off a kid.
That's
and I
fair.
agree with that. They're not going to kill off Omega. I can see the Bad Batch getting killed because they're pushing so much for this nice. Just like the Clone Force 99 is still using stun on the damn troopers because they don't want to kill their brothers. You don't ever see them getting killed because it's a kid show. You know what I'm saying? We haven't really seen anybody die other than like the flying bugs, and we haven't seen anybody really die in season 1 or season 2. We seen, you know what I'm saying? We seen them blow up Camino and kill everybody, but we didn't see any individual people die. I think that's going to be the very last episode of the Bad Batch is when they die, because it's a kid show. Like, Clone Wars was not made for kids. Rebels was not made for kids. People die in that shit all the time. You got Jedis cutting people down. And it's different when they were cutting down droids, though, because you got to think about it. Droids are not real people. But it still wasn't a kid show. It still wasn't a kid show. Yeah, but they didn't show it. So for a kid, it's not like Andor when he blasted the dude in the face. Like there was no getting away from that. Like the dude turns around, the clone turns around, he shoots. I mean, it's facing the dude that's shooting. It's not facing the clone. You don't really get to see it. They're still keeping it very kid friendly. So I agree with Chris that I don't think that they're gonna kill Omega. Like even in last season when like. The Rancor was, throwing them guys around. You didn't see anybody die. Yeah, you seen some people fly against some rocks, but they could still be alive. To a kid's mind, they're not dead.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They're just hurt. But, I don't know. There's a lot of possibilities of things that could happen. I mean, they could take this thing a lot of different ways. But I have a feeling that Boba Fett's going to come in season 3. At some point, Omega and Boba Fett have to meet.
You reckon?
At some point, because that's what the writer said. They're going to take everything full circle. So that means you can't go back to Camino. Camino's blowing the shit up. So what do you have to do? You have to bring in somebody else that's going to be relatable to
Boba Fett. And
Boba Fett's over. Clone Force 99 gets killed. Boba Fett takes on Omega. Omega
Boba Fett kills her.
That would fucking be crazy. That would be crazy if Boba Fett killed her to make him the very last one.
Yeah. Whoa.
Only thing is, if Omega kills Crosshair,
Omega kills Crosshair, they become
if
a crime
Omega killed
syndicate?
Crosshair, it would have to be to save the other guys. That's the only reason I think she would do it. I think any of them would kill Crosshair now because he told them straight up in last season that he had his chip removed. He's doing this shit because, yeah, but you gotta understand this is, oh no. Because Boba Fett's grown. Boba Fett's already like a super bounty hunter by this. No, because Boba Fett's still young at this time. He's not that young, but he's probably a few years older than she is at this time. Because this is right after Return of the Jedi. Or Revenge of the Sith. I don't know. There's a lot of different directions this could go. I just know it was very interesting. I really enjoyed these 2 episodes. I liked them more than I did the ones in season 1. I don't know why I did, but there was some things that irritated me, and there was some things that I just seen that were just frustrating. It was just like, first off, Hunter, you're supposed to be how are you getting outvoted and you're the commander? You know what I'm saying? I didn't like that. Like, dude, y'all are just going all off the wall. We voted. And he's sitting there like, I don't give a shit what you with. Then he goes along with it anyway. I didn't like that. There was some story things that I just didn't care for. You know, nothing really major, but it was enough that for me to rate, I'm gonna rate these 2 episodes together, just because I feel like they were the same episode. They should have just said one long episode. I'm gonna give this episode a 7.5 overall.
7.5.
I was gonna say 8 because it was only like the 2 things that like I didn't. There wasn't nothing. In all reality, there wasn't nothing I didn't like about the episodes. Other one that they were just short. They should have just called it 1 episode instead of calling it 2 episodes, or called it whatever they wanted to call it, instead of having 2 different episodes. And then and then there was just some of the smaller little details that bothered me. Like I said earlier, the shadows followed him and everything, but why when the captain's, his shoulder plate was on the wrong side. Their shoulder plate's supposed to be on the right side. His was on the left. And I was like, why is it on the left? It was kind of just weird to me. Now, I don't know if it's just that for that division, but if you look back on Clone Wars, they were always on the right side. And then on this, it was on his left side. And I was like, why is the captain's thing on the wrong side? Like, I just didn't get it. And it was just little bitty things that I caught. And there wasn't a lot of new Easter eggs. That's another thing that bothered me. They didn't have a lot of new Easter eggs. Like, a lot of the stuff the Sereno thing, the trapdoor, we know that he goes down, that was an Easter egg. But some of them was the same ones that was from last year, like the clone helmets and stuff, and the Mandalorian helmet that was in Sid's palace, or Sid's little bar or whatever. Like the droid flying around, basically handing out things. I didn't know that Sid was played by the chick from Cheers.
Really?
The waitress from Cheers. That's who Sid is.
Yeah. Really?
And I didn't know that. And I think, and this is just me guessing, I could probably be wrong, but I don't know. The 2 dudes, I think that is the one fat dude and the male dude. Unless they're dead. But I don't know. I just have a feeling that they're. But the whatever the chick's name that was the waitress in Cheers, that's who Sid is. That's the voice of Sid, and I didn't know that.
Oh.
But there just wasn't a lot of Easter eggs. There wasn't nothing that really caught my attention. That just like that was. I was like, ooh, look at that, and I like that. I like Easter eggs. I like things like that. But the overall story and everything was great. I liked the arc of it. I liked how everything worked out, and like tech knowing bodily parts and shit like that. I didn't like that. So that's why I scored it at 7.5.
Gotcha. I'd probably go. Probably just a 7.
You would say a 7?
I'd probably just say 7. It wasn't that it wasn't
yeah.
It wasn't.
Click off or whatever else you're on
like,
because you're cutting out.
Sorry.
You open up another window, and every time you open another window.
Is it working now?
Yeah, now you're just kind of a little delayed.
Oh. Well, yeah, I'd probably say a 7. It's like good, above average, like Chris says. It wasn't like amazing, but it wasn't like crap either. It's some really good parts. But it was good, especially because I usually don't like animated. So,
yeah, 7 for you on anime because I think you rated all the first season, which we need to go back and do that. We're gonna do that. We're gonna go back and listen to some of our first episodes, see how far we done came. We'll do like a review.
I know
of
that's
ourselves. I wonder if we can get a copyright claim if we play our own
Andor.
video on the damn channel. If they copyright claim you for that shit, it's my video, you dumbass. I've heard of people using their own music that they created, using it on their stuff and getting a copyright claim for their own shit. Like, it's mine. How you gonna copyright claim me for my own music? I created the music. I put the music out 2 years ago on YouTube, and now you're gonna copyright claim me for that. Yeah, Aloe Mars, or however you say her name, that's who Sid's voice is.
The waitress from Cheers.
Yeah, the waitress from Cheers. What?
Rhea Perlman. Carla Tortelli.
Rhea Perlman.
Yeah, same girl.
Yeah, she's the waitress from
No, it
Cheers.
is the same. That's interesting.
I did not know that. You could not tell me that was her voice listening to it. But Wanda Sykes, you could definitely tell that was Wanda Sykes. There ain't no way of getting around that. That was definitely Wanda Sykes. But yeah, I don't know. I just have a feeling that this is going to be a great season on this. I think that's where it's going to come through at. It's going to be Bad Batch, Andor, and Mando, because you got to figure. And this, I don't understand why they did this, because the last episode is on March 29th, I think. I think when I was looking at the thing, it said March 29th or something like that. Let me see. I know it's the end of March, but then, like, it's going to be like 2 weeks that it's like overlapping with Mandalorian. Yeah, March 29th is the last episode of the thing, and the 18th. Wait a minute, is that right? Doesn't Mandalorian come out on the 18th?
Flip, dude. I don't know.
That's a Saturday.
March 1st, 2023.
March 1st it comes out. So that's so March 1st is going to be, that's a Wednesday. So basically they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 episodes. That seems like a lot of episodes. Let me double check this.
That would make no sense if they're coming out with them all at the same time.
Yeah, they're overlapping.
Oh, jeez.
I know that they overlap, but I only thought it was a couple. It was only a couple of days, but that's like a whole month. Okay, so. Okay, here goes all the names. So there's 16 episodes: The Spoiler War, Ruins of War, the Solitary Clone, Faster, Inobed. I don't even know how to say that. I'm saying that shit. Super Tribe, The Clone Conspiracy, Truth and Consequences, The Crossing, Retrieval, Metamorphosis, The Outpost, Paba, Tipping Point, The Summit, Plan 99. But let me see if I can find the release dates, because that's just telling me. I don't know why I'm looking at all this, and I could just go to IMDb and it'll just tell me. Or fandom.
All good.
Yeah, so it goes to March 29th. So basically, we got 5 weeks.
Dang, so we're going to... Wait, so Bad
5
Batch
weeks
goes...
that we have Mandalorian and the Bad Batch playing at the same time. 5 weeks.
What are you talking about? March 1st and March 29th? That's 5 weeks apart?
Yeah, there's 5 weeks in March. March 1st is on a Wednesday, and the 29th is on a Wednesday.
That sucks. Bro, this is gonna be brutal.
Yeah, we're gonna have to be talking about Bad
Dude.
Batch, and we just gonna have to be time restraint. No, we not. We don't pay no attention to the damn
Nah,
time
bro.
now. We
We're
just
gonna have
talk.
Wednesdays about Bad Batch and Saturdays about Mando.
Nah, cause then it's 3 whole days. Everybody done came out with 13 episodes about Mandalorian. We'll be behind this shit. We gotta talk about it soon. That's why we talk about it on
Oh,
Wednesday.
that's true. Fuck.
We might have to do a
Wednesdays are gonna
Wednesday,
be crazy.
Thursday episodes. Might have to do like Star Wars Theory and get up at 2 o'clock in the morning and talk about the shit. That dude be having watch parties watching the shit when it came out at like 2 o'clock in the morning. Like, dude, Jesus. I know I watched a couple of them. It's funny. I'm like, dude,
Let's
people,
do
like
it.
40,000 people be watching that shit at 1 o'clock in the morning or whatever time zone he's in.
Well, we're gonna do it.
Hey, it's smart.
All right.
Most anticipated show of 2023 for me.
Is Mando 3. That's him.
Yeah, I'm excited to see Mando.
What was mine? I don't remember what mine was. Mine was Mando. Mine was Mando as well.
I want to see Ahsoka. That's what I want to see. I want to see if they're gonna fuck Ahsoka up or
No. You said Ahsoka, but then you changed your mind to Acolyte because you thought Ahsoka was gonna be bad.
Acolyte
remember?
ain't coming out in 2023 now though.
Acolyte, yeah, it does.
No, they changed the thing. Watch.
For real?
Yeah, I'll pull it up. They changed it. It used to say Acolyte on there. Now it doesn't say Acolyte no more. Oh, first off, spell Acolyte right.
Yeah, late 2023.
It's not coming out. I think that's one of the things they're pushing it to 2024.
Oh
think
no,
it's
there
coming
is
out.
no actual release date. That's just a theory.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But at one point it said on Star Wars' website that it was coming out
right.
2023.
You're right.
But I think that's one of the shows that Bob Iger is pushing back.
You're right.
Because on IMDb it says TV series 2023, but if you go to actual, it says August 11, 2023.
Bro, that's
But
weird.
you also know IMDb can be changed. Anybody can add anything to that shit.
Ahsoka is the one I'm least looking forward to.
I want to see Ahsoka because this is the thing. I have a feeling that Dave is not going to let them fuck that up. And he wrote a lot of it. So
I think Dave's gonna try too hard and fuck it up himself.
I don't know, man.
No disrespect to Dave.
I don't think so, man. I think it's going to be good. The hell is this? Oh, that's a fan film. Okay, I was about to say, what the hell they talking? Revving on this motherfucker? What the fuck are they talking about? It's a fan film. Jedi Survivor is coming out March 2. What?
The game.
Oh yeah, the game. So I don't know why they putting so much stuff. Maybe that's what Bob was talking about, like pushing some of the things back. I know, and we all know that they are subject to change because they have changed. What was it?
Nope.
Andor got changed. Obi-Wan got changed. I know they wasn't pushed that far, like a week or two. So I could see Mandalorian getting pushed, to not overlap so much. But 5 weeks, that's what it's showing now. 5 weeks. Then we're going to be talking about Mandalorian and the Bad Batch, which is cool with me. I'll talk about all of it because it's Star Wars.
We might as well go to bed now and get our rest because we are going to be busy.
So was there any news? We got any news in the room? I think we done covered the Bad Batch.
Oh, I did see an interview with Jude Law.
An interview with Jude Law. Let's see. There's an interview with Bradley Baker, shares excitement over Clone Wars. Vet Commander appearing in season 2. Let's see, what else do we got here? I really didn't look at no news. I'm not gonna lie and sit back and act like I looked at some news because I didn't look at shit. Okay. Star Wars Jedi put out a thing saying the survivor stories will push Cal Kestis to the breaking point, says the actor that plays him in the game. Most of this stuff is about. Here, let me double check something right quick. Go look at the rumors. See what we got for rumors.
Star Wars game. They're still chugging along. They're looking for monetization specialists. So it looks like they're doing okay. We'll see if that stays. There was an interview with Jude Law about his character.
Well, what did he say? You can't just start off with Jude Law about his character and then not say what it's about.
Yeah. So Jude Law's character in Skeleton Crew will be part teacher and part Bran from the Goonies, and apparently there's a heavy Goonies inspiration in the show. I guess.
Like teenagers.
So it looked like it's still. Well, I shouldn't say this is an interview. This is a report on the direct.
Oh, on the direct.
Who are they quoting?
Yeah, the direct, I don't know. That's where I get most of my rumors from. They're pretty good about rumors, but a lot of their shit is just like, what the fuck are y'all talking about? Like, basically, they're saying, I'm on there too, but it was posted, what was it, yesterday? No. How was it posted on January 5th? This shit really says posted on January 5th. Is it January 5th in the UK?
I guess these are rumors then, because they're getting from rumors sites.
Well, you got to look at them because they have their news section, their Star Wars news section, and then they have their rumors section.
Right.
I'm on the rumors section right now, and it's talking about a new Mandalorian spinoff show is in development with Jon Favreau, and it says it'll say rumor on it. So this is kind of like rumors, I guess. If it'll say rumor. If
it doesn't say rumor, but it doesn't say rumor.
Then that means they got it either from another site or they got some inside information.
Yeah, they got it from another site.
They posted it on January 5th.
I followed the links to the other site, and it looks like it's a rumor on the other site. So I'm thinking it's a rumor. But who knows?
There's been a rumor, and this is what bothers me. There's a rumor going around. And I'm not getting this off of the direct, but there is a rumor going around of a season 2 Boba Fett where they fix the mistakes of the first Boba Fett.
You can't. It's too late. He's already screwed. What's he gonna do? Turn bad again? Then it's gonna look even worse. It's gonna make no sense.
I was reading on Star Wars.
I changed
leaks.
My mind.
I was reading on Star Wars leaks that somebody put it on there that they're in discussion of doing a Bad Batch season 2, or not Bad Batch, but Boba Fett season 2, and fix some of the mistakes of season 1.
Interesting.
And I guess it was from the writer. I guess the thing was from the writer of Boba Fett.
What did he say? Like, I'm sorry, I fucked up.
So
here to fix it.
Like, how are you gonna fix that? Yeah. Star Wars producer addresses Boba Fett's return possibly in the Bad Batch. That he could show up in the Bad Batch, which the writer of season 2 of Bad Batch, Miss Colbert, I can't remember, is it Crystal Colbert or whatever her name is, she said that he will not be in season 2, which we know that they lie. But they said that Boba Fett, in the interview, they talked to her and she said you can actually watch the interview on YouTube. But there isn't that he's not supposed to be in season 2. That's why I think there's going to be a season 3. I think they already slotted for a season 3. And I think he'll be in a season 3 because the supervising director said everything will come full circle. Everything will be explained 100%.
I guess we'll see.
Yeah, it was all a back to tank fantasy.
It's all a dream. Yeah. It was all a dream.
It was all a dream. None of that shit actually happened.
Yeah. Like he's gonna wake up and it's gonna be like Shrek. Like that's ever gonna happen, and then start killing people.
He wakes up and he wakes up in a back to tank on Slave One.
Nah, bro, he's still in the fucking Sarlacc pit.
On Slave One, he never even went to Tatooine. Like he woke up, somebody saved him. Like it goes back to the book, and is it Din Djarin that saves him in the book? You know what I'm saying? Pulls him out of the Sarlacc pit.
Oh, I
And
don't remember.
he's been in a back to tank, and he had a dream about all that. That would suck, because then that means Fennec Shand wouldn't be in it. Fennec
I thought
Shand
he
was the
saved
hardest character
himself.
in the book of Boba Fett. And then our dude wouldn't be in there, the Major Domo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Dave wouldn't be in it. That would suck. He was one of the best characters in there. That shit was funny. His part
He
was
was
funny.
good.
And he's funny in real life. Yeah, there ain't much for news.
All right. Well,
All right, so got a few announcements. Number one, we are planning on doing watch parties for the movies. We talked about it a little bit after the thing. We're just trying to come up with dates. It'll be done just like it was last time. We'll do like a little pre-show on YouTube, let everybody know where to go, put the link in it so you guys know where to go to watch it, and then we'll set up a time. But we will announce it no less than a week before we do it. It's just the biggest thing is trying to get everybody into a point that, you know what I'm saying, we can all do it. Me, him, and CJ, because kind of sucks. CJ working out of town and stuff, so he has to drive from where he lives to another town, and then he gets back late. So if we do it, it'll probably be on a Sunday, just because I think that's the only days that we all have free.
we're gonna do it
Sunday. But we
We're
will
gonna do
definitely
that.
do like a 15-minute like pre-game show on. We'll come on here, that way everybody can come in and get the link and everything, and then we'll go do it. I also did get the
Be
watch
prepared with
party
snacks.
for the holiday special is up on the website. I figured out a way to get it. They saved it on the cloud. I had to call StreamYard, and they was like, yeah, we have it saved, and then I had to pay some money, but I got it. So I put it up on the website, so you guys can go to the website and watch us talking shit about the holiday special. We are going to do, like I said, we're gonna try to do all the movies. We might even do, and that might be something that we might do for the Bad Batch. What if we just watch the Bad Batch all together, do like a watch party for the Bad Batch?
On Wednesday
And then
nights.
talk about the Mandalorian. So like do like an hour show where we talk about what's going on with the Mandalorian, and then right after the show we watch the Bad Batch. Do like a live watch party
Maybe.
on the website or something like that.
Maybe.
I don't know. We'll talk about it and we'll figure something out. We still got a couple months to go before that happens. I'm working on getting some guests in for this year. I think I talked about that on Saturday, but I've been talking to some AR reps, which suck because you got to talk to them and then go through all this bullshit before you can get people on. It was easier when I could just go on Instagram and Twitter and just ask people, but now like we got most of the people that I asked, we haven't got response from. So we got to go to the next stage, go through their reps, go through their advertising reps. But we're working on some of that. Probably first part of April, maybe May. The Who's Who is coming out. Me and Garrison, we still need to talk about when Star Wars in 10 is going to come out, when we're going to release that. It'll be just a 10-minute news. Garrison being a goofball, talking about some of the Star Wars news that's coming out.
You know me.
Because
You know
I'm no
me.
longer going to be doing news on Star Wars Audio Archives. We're going to revamp that. I think the person that I had read the book last time for Brotherhood, whatever book we decide, I think he's going to take over the show as the head person. So he'll talk in, he's just going to read it live. We haven't said it. We've been talking about several different ways to do it. But I probably won't even be on that no more because I'm gonna be focused on Who's Who, Star Wars in 10, and then I think maybe CJ and Tori might be doing a show if they can find time. Another show that we're working on. They were thinking about doing, and then also, you guys let me know if you guys like the Darth Sway, Lil Vader stuff that I've been posting on the shorts. I've been trying to post just some shorts, give daily content, even if it's just a minute. I got a whole bunch of them done that I had posted on Instagram and shit like that a long time ago. And I figured, hey, shit, just post it on YouTube, let everybody they never get to see it on the Instagrams or on TikTok and be able to watch it on YouTube as well. And then I got some new stuff coming out here pretty soon. And I think that's about it. I think that's all. We're working on getting way more stuff, way more content. I want to get to a point that we're doing daily content, at least something coming out from us every day from Soycast Networks. Every single day of the week, there'll be something coming from Star Wars, but there's only so much that we can do, me, Garrison, and CJ, especially with our regular work schedules and just everyday life. So we're trying to get everything worked out. I'm trying to get people together. I know I have another idea, something that me and CJ talked about before. So, like I said, I'm gonna discuss it with CJ and see if him and Tori just want to do it, and that'll be their show. But we'll have to see how everything works out. So, other than that, I guess we will see you guys on Saturday. Peace, and may the Force be with you always and forever, and always and always and forever and forever always. I'm just messing with y'all. Peace. See you guys on Saturday.
May the Force not be with you, Kyle.
Thank you for tuning in to LSR. If you've enjoyed the show, consider subscribing so you can be notified when new episodes are released. If you would like to be a guest on the show or just want to give us some feedback, feel free to email us. You can also reach out to us on all major social media platforms. LightSaber Radio is produced by PicFilm Media and is a Swaycast original, starring Garrison Turcotte, CJ Elliott, and Kyle McDaniel. And don't forget to join us next time for more adventures in a galaxy far, far away.